If you walk into a random store today, there's a good chance that you may find something AI generated. From stickers to handbags to t-shirts and more, AI art has entered the manufacturing industry. According to the United States Census Bureau, AI art was used at the high number of 68%, even back in 2021. Today, the number is even higher. In recent years, the number of AI-generated images for sale has skyrocketed, while the number of human-generated images has gone way down. Despite this, those artists that remain are actually competing at a much higher skill level due to the increased competition, according to Stanford Business. My name is Joshua, and I'm out here today in beautiful downtown Panama City, Florida, where art is a staple of the community. Did you know that if you spend money with larger corporations, only 13.6% of the revenue recirculates back to the community? CivicsEconomics.com says when you shop locally, 52.9% of the revenue recirculates back into the community, contributing to local safety, education, and overall public space. Today, we're going to speak to a few different local artists and get their insight on AI versus human art.
My name is Andrew, and I'm actually originally from California, Los Angeles.
My name is Savannah Garnsey, and I am an aspiring digital artist.
I am your mama. I'm sorry, I'm not your mama. Well, I could be. I don't know, man.
Been out here in Florida for about like 5 years now, going to school for digital media and professional artist, do custom shoes and entrepreneur for my clothing brand. I created the brand to show that there's always two sides of a story, right? When you think of the word corrupt real quick, it's always playing both sides of the field. As a company, as my company, this is a company, we want to be the light for the voiceless, and we want to be a beam for the darkness, right? And let people know that they can share their story. No matter what they've been through, they can share it. And I always believe that behind every pair of eyes, there's a story behind them. And I used to, back in high school, like even younger, I used to like just draw, and then I started getting like people to do designs for them. So I would be like, hey, they're like, draw me a design of just like my name and graffiti style or something. So I'll be like, okay, cool. So I would do that for fun. It started to become something where I got even more passionate. I felt that art was the best escape to just really express emotions without feeling judged or just really being able to put whatever I wanted. I got into abstract. That's sort of where I excel the most in, and my favorite type of art. I got into that because I wanted to like be able to push boundaries. I feel like with certain arts, there's only a certain limit you can do. But when it comes to abstract, you can really, really push out there. As an artist, I'm creating a certain piece, but with abstract, it's up to the viewer's eyes of what they also see.
I come from a very creative family, and so we have been drawing kind of and creating, doing sewing stuff, like kind of all throughout my life. Learning art specifically, I did go to school for it. I went in high school, I took a graphic design class, and so I learned the technicalities of art, but I definitely have gotten some like self-training and stuff like at home where I was able to kind of like explore like my own kind of style and art mediums. I started drawing with my grandmother. She was very much into drawing like birds that she would see like day to day, like in her like backyard and stuff. And so whenever I would go visit, like I would see her paintings and then I would like copy them. I would get sketchbooks pretty much every year for Christmas. That was kind of like, it was just like, okay, she's the artist of the family, so. I do like recall like a lot of times when I've like sat down and drawn like with her and stuff. She was always very, like, it was always very calming to be able to like kind of like be with her and kind of like go through like that kind of same creative process together.
I am the bearded hippie wizard. People call me Dorjay. People call me Hey You. My long Christian name my mother gave me is, hey, how'd you get in this building? It's after closing hours. Get the fuck out of here. People buy art because of stories, right? And I was telling you, most artists don't have stories anymore, man. You know, a lot of don't, you know, and that's what people get drawn to me by, is the story. You know, because this is not a gimmick. This is just what I am. So yeah, I guess it's always been that thing of creating. I don't know if I'm an artist per se, but I'm a creator. I don't do like the artsy-fartsy inspiration-y thingy, man. I mean, everything is my inspiration. My art is also done on trash because life is hard, life is trash, life can be difficult, life is not perfect, life is dirty. So my art is a reflection of that concept. I didn't really start doing this kind of painting until like 5 years ago.
It is weird as an uncle to come home and your nieces and nephews not to know who you are, because they're like, who is this guy? I've never seen him, or it's been so many years. And like I said, with family, we've lost a lot in the last 3 years. You know, I lost a brother, so like that, me being able to come home to a funeral definitely hit home, because it was, I don't want to come home to that. The art lets me just express, like, either it's just me being sad or feeling blue, or just like, you know, understanding that this is something I love and have a passion for. With art, with emotions, with all this, I'm able to still do more, and was able to do a gallery for him in his honor. And I know that he's up there watching, so I know he's very proud of what the work I've done.
So I was diagnosed with depression and PTSD at 16, and it made kind of going into my own personal projects really difficult, because I would be dealing with the mental aspect of like motivation and figuring out if this was something that I really wanted to like accomplish on top of like other stressors and everything. But then I kind of learned to see art as more of like a therapy, to be able to kind of like calm down the like stressors of like anxieties of like the world and stuff, and kind of put my feelings into my artwork. Yeah, I definitely say that a lot of my artwork is like very like emotional, like emotionally based. At least when I was drawing a lot earlier, I would kind of draw myself going through certain types of like emotions and stuff, and it was very cathartic to be able to just kind of like visually kind of express how I was feeling. And then when I got more into like kind of like poster work and more like other kinds of illustrations, I was able to take the things that I found joy in and kind of like put them onto like a canvas, essentially, like a digital canvas, but still one on the same.
So it started off, like I said, I was abused as a kid. I don't know I don't remember any of it. I've always been a little bit, and if it wasn't for my wife, I'd be the most successful homeless guy you've ever met. But yeah, so the two ladies in my life were very significant into making sure that I could do what I do, because this is all I can do. I don't do anything else. I was stillborn as a kid. I was oxygen deprived as a child. My brain had to rewrite itself. So some days I can remember how to spell my name. Some days I can't. So I don't really have the ability to be a human, like with math and skills like that. But I see patterns and understand patterns, so I can paint without ever having a paint class. And I reproduce Van Gogh paintings and stuff. And people are like, how do you do that? I'm like, I don't know. Pain and alcohol, probably. It led to doing stuff like my artwork, you know, and I just take old trash and turn it into cool artwork for people.
So like my thoughts on AI when it compares to art, I don't look at AI as any type of competition for myself, right? I know what I can create. I know what I can bring when it comes to my own art. And like, to me, if anything, AI is gonna make original artwork even better, right? Because an original painting, like the one you see here, you see like every stroke, every line, you see every marker that AI cannot point that out. All they're gonna do is create something for you. But to have someone's original artwork, someone's original, every single second they took to paint into that, the coloring, the sketching, you can't put a price on that. You can't compare that. This one took me months, and like, I will not exchange that for nothing. They can't recreate the time I put into it. The sketching, the erasing, the paints, the going over things, the design work, you know, so. And there's a story behind every art, right? Exactly, like behind every piece, someone created that using some type of emotion or some type of meaning, or they went through something. And what's great, like I said, when you look at the painting, you look at just nature and like, oh cool, that looks cool. But behind that nature was adapting and like being like a gecko or a chameleon and adapting to its nature and like adjusting to what they go through. So it speaks a lot, and AI can't do that.
AI entering the art industry is something that really does negatively impact specifically digital artists. I believe that AI should be used as specifically a tool, and a lot of people are using it as an excuse of just kind of like I'm gonna be able to just kind of make the things that I want, even though we have so many people on this planet like that can be using the jobs, and AI is always just gonna like work for you. It's not going to offer kind of like a more professional opinion that an artist can. It's definitely not good in the long run for digital artists in the long run.
And another reason why I paint on trash and stuff is because AI can never copy me. AI can't do what I do. You know, so with digital artists are on the way out. You know, I hate to say that because I hired and helped digital artists, but you know, I know people right now are making t-shirts and all they do is get on there, what is it, Chat GPT, is that what that thing's called? They do that, they get a piece of art, they get it worked out better, print it out, print it on t-shirts, and now they're making t-shirts for people and getting paid to do it. They've never knew how to screen print a shirt, they never learned how to screen print a shirt, and they don't know how to do graphic art. Yeah, but that's why I paint on trash and things. You know, and I know people are like trying to be like, oh, hopefully that's not going to happen. I hope it doesn't happen for anyone either. I'm not wishing that on people. That's what the patterns of the future look like, you know, and that seems to be where it's heading. You know, I could be wrong. Maybe AI just takes over the world. It may not be a thing about where artists go. We all may go if AI starts getting a little lippy with all of this after a minute.
Art to me is expressive.
Powerful.
Boogers. I don't know, man. Boogers, that'd be it. I don't know, man. One word? No, I can't do that. Motherfucker, that's 2 words. Oh, that's another word. I do not know how to describe art with one word, man. It's just life, man. I try to help people see their happiness, man, because that's all you got in this journey, man.
Do you want to maybe
I say, hey man, have a sticker. And they're like, oh, cool. I'm like, don't lick it. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, if you lick it, you're gonna end up naked in Mexico, man. I've lost track of where we're going. What'd you ask me? AI cyber bullied me, man. This is crazy. I'm on acid. This is LSD. What'd you give me, man? All right. Something in there. Yeah, right. I was like, what is that smell I just smelled when I drove up here? I have no idea. I think it happened so I won't be a serial killer. I'm pretty sure that's why this goes down, man. Does it look like have like Cyclops laser eyes from the X-Men? You tell me life, you don't wake up some days going, shit, I'm still here? So, you know, if you're not doing it, wait a while. You'll be doing it. ADHD happening right in front of your face, man.